We now return to SimCity 4. Alright. Well, we've got a little bit of commercial here we can add in, and then a bunch of the residential. I think we will start moving that towards this side. But first, let's go ahead and put in our commercial. I'm just going to start filling in the front there of the street. And let's go down this way. Guess we can let that go for a bit. Now, I've turned down the sound because the vehicle noises are incredibly loud. Unfortunately, they're also tied to all sound. They're not separate sound. I tried looking into the configuration files to see if I could maybe fix it that way. Doesn't seem to be the case. So, in the interests of not deafening everybody every time I pop into a vehicle, I've basically turned down all sounds in the game, which, I don't know. Right now it's incredibly quiet. I may wish to turn that up, and then I'll just maybe... I won't remember. I won't remember to turn it down every time I go into a vehicle. But I want to use the vehicles to unlock some of the buildings, because otherwise the requirements for unlocking them are kind of steep. Oh, you can't even hear that. There, maybe that's not so bad. Let's actually see what you have for me here. People restrictive board. Alright, fine. Okay, see, so it it immediately changed everything anyway. That's not great. So first-person sounds are different than... Maybe I can back out of it and it'll be less loud. Holy crap, how far away is this? I guess there's a reason I'm given 5.5 minutes to do it. I should really bring this list up on my phone. The wiki has a list of all these missions and what they give you. Then I can tell what's worth my time and what isn't. I mean, this one's gonna lower my mayor rating, but for what? Wrong way. I got a university out of this? Okay, well, I mean, that was worth it. That was absolutely worth it. Oh, right. So I was thinking, we still don't have enough water down here. I may as well, at this point, just connect up the pipes to the system. I was trying to keep it separate for a little bit, because this puts out a lot of pollution and the whole, expensive pipes and maintenance and stuff like that, but at this point it makes more sense just to connect that up, and then we can maybe get rid of those as we continue on. I don't want to do too much more pipage down here for these guys, just because it doesn't really serve a purpose with your residentials and your commercials until they are going to go into medium density. And one of the reasons that this didn't develop initially once I put it down is because I guess I reread the guides and the manuals. I guess people don't move in to that until you have at least 1,000 sims. I think it's actually like 1,100 is the point where they tip. So we just don't have enough people right now. They still seem to be not having enough. Builds the first highway, helpful tips, yada yada, okay. Slacking on schools. Okay, we'll get that eventually. We don't need that right away, though. We need trees and parks. Yes, we do. Dean of Health and Education. Okay. Export deal. We'll get the trash out. Wherever you have Sims, you've got... Do we have... Be sure to build a landfill away from this. Do we have a deal on that right now? Business deals. No. Neighbor deals. No. Let's see. So we won't be able to export trash over to Meyerville because it's not adjacent. So again, with the thinking about this revisioning down here at the junction, maybe I can get rid of some of the dirty industry out of there, put some power plants and a landfill, and export some of our stuff while importing the power. What else do we have here? We got a big... Let's continue on with this thing. Got a big demand for farms. I was also thinking perhaps once I build this avenue here and put some commercial on it, maybe I should just put industry on this side. I was going to put residential over here, but I think we're going to have plenty of residential, and putting it here might help. At least the pollution would go off the side here, and it would give people that will be living over here jobs to go to. Try and spread the jobs out a little bit, for nothing than the sake of traffic. Why don't we get that going, actually? We're making money right now, so I think this is fine. I need to stop using the City Skylines soundtrack. You can barely hear it right now. Do we do that, or... Initially I was thinking I could use one of these, and this would... Whoops. This would turn it down into that, but I think I do also want it to continue on this way for connection, so... Let's connect it there. Now let's just go. Let's just go all the way with this. Okay, so this isn't really... I guess it did fill in. It did fill in. Okay, in that case, let's just keep going. No, it doesn't like it. I don't know why it does that. I don't know why it automatically fills in at 2. One thing I do need to think about, though. I need to agree a little bit more with their assertion that we need parks. So why don't we stop for a moment and do that? In fact, what I would kind of like to do... Where the hell are parks? What I would kind of like to do is dedicate like an actual block every now and then to a big park. So, I don't know, maybe here? Maybe dedicate that one or that one? I mean, this one is more central to this area right here. Why don't we do that? So we gotta grab... Do that. Grab the big park here. The big... Is there a big playground? Or is it just medium playground? Looks like there's only medium playground. Skateboard park. Okay. Do that. Medium playground here. And then we can do things like picnic gazebo. Actually, we could do a basketball court right there in the middle. A little gazebo down here. Sorry. Save a spot for a bus stop. And what else? Maybe some community garden stuff? Do that. Little community garden plots. Or just open grass area. I mean, all that does is just turns what would otherwise be grass into a park. Now there's an idea too. I was considering making a big open area and just putting like trees in there as a natural buffer. But if you can use grass and it turns it into a park, I think that probably puts off more than just trees alone would. Alright, let's put down a couple gardens here. Bigger problems. Okay. Don't need that yet. There. A couple community garden plots and then we'll put a bus stop there. I should probably remind myself of such a thing. Now that should help. So what does it do for land value? Probably a lot. Helps offset the polluting industry down here by quite a bit. May behoove me to put like a school in this area, or maybe over here, so it's close to that. Close-ish. Okay, we're full up again, so let's continue adding more. Commercial is very overused at the moment. We have a high value commercial plot right here. Wealth level 3. Not exactly sure where it's coming from either. Alright, what do we have here? You can throw money in it. We already did that one. What about that one? Shady ambulance driver. Fine, let's see what this gives me. I suppose I need to do that. Way. Didn't I do it from this place the last time? Is it that same pizza parlor that's causing problems for people? That seems like that needs to be investigated. The one-ways are coming to bite me. We now have a courthouse. Perfect. Okay. So we're spending some of our mayoral goodwill here. Also need to bump that up a bit. Should be good for a bit. Should go away. Equal airtime. Farm economy. Easy pickings. So we just need more. Okay, thanks for that. Outrageous level of dirt found in open fields. Okay. What does that mean? I'm sure it actually means something. Although the little dots maybe are just flavor? I guess we can continue this to this side. I mean, at this point, we may as well just do the whole thing. Unless I want to do maybe a half and half here. Let's see if that actually will connect up. Let's start marking this out here. 6. Okay. That's not gonna connect up too well there. Yeah, it's off by a little bit. So, what I could do, rather than make this connection directly, I can give it a little bit of a quirk in it, a bit of a kink, and then change how it lines up. I guess now that we've made that, we may as well also make this connection so that people actually use the higher speed road to connect to the higher speed road. Maybe that'll also help with our traffic situation just a bit. This is not filled in. I think that is because we have reached a cap. Now the cap is usually tied to something like parks. So I guess I need more. Maybe we'll do... Well, if I were thinking about... I mean, what would it... Maybe they'll tell me what they need? Not watered. And obviously they have no school connection here. They have no hospital connection. So is it just amenities that do that? Services? Or is it actually parks? Like if I put a school down, would that be enough? Would that actually work? Now we're seeing a little bit of growth here. Maybe we just need some time. No, there they go. We just need time. What are you? Alternative, someone slipped. Ambulance. I think we've already done this one. Try it anyway. Oh, damn. Really? Wasting so much damn time. Go.
Combat duty posse top.
That was the turn.
Rocky B5, Monkey B, fleet.
Come on. Okay, just the Disease Research Center again. Yeah. So that one apparently puts out radiation. So we gotta figure out where I want to put that one. Probably the edge of a map somewhere. We definitely don't want that in town. Where are we at? Alright, I am consuming a bit more money than I would like. No diplomas. So again, we're being screamed at about the schooling. Okay, well, let's put one down then. I guess the sooner we do it. Now, a large elementary school, that would actually take out a pretty big chunk. If I move it closer, that's a lot of commercial. So if I put it here, we're going to be getting a lot of neighborhood kids in this. I moved it down a little bit, even more so here. So I don't think I'm going to put a lot of residential here. If anything, it'll be like commercial. Maybe some high density along here, because I think you get better land value along the waterway. But why don't we put this here? Yep. There. Put it right there. I'm just looking at the bus stop, because if I put a bus stop there, that means I can put a bus stop here. So yeah, be right in front of the school. We can probably lower the funding on that by a bit, like a lot. We have no, well, yeah, okay. Let's let the students come in first, then, huh? Zoom out here. As I just chided myself about spending too much money here. Put down the big elementary school. So let's put a park. Let's put down roads first. Now let's put down... This is an elementary school, so we can put down a playground, medium playground. Medium playground, where are you? Medium playground. And then we will put down a basketball court. Right there. Good. And since people want to live here, there, beside. Now we're getting some more commercial demand. Okay. There, now we're connected across there. That should be close enough to... I mean, power, I think, is already there anyway, but we'll be able to connect power to over here. How's this thing holding up? I don't even know what this is. 51 weddings a week. Oh, we need more funding, okay. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Just hold your horses here. Yes, they do. Okay, an extra 100. That'll do. Teachers are on strike. Schools trading water. Every scholar brings top dollar. Okay, thanks for that. Lights are on, everybody's home. Are you telling me we got too much power here? %57 used? Oh yeah. Take that down a bit. 77%. That's good. 3/4 used. Get you out of here. City discovered to be shaped like a giant kiwi, says fruit geographers. Okay, that one's gone. They should be okay here. She's still pissed. I mean, you're more than adequate at the moment, so I don't know what she's upset about. Is it the bus funding that's down? No, she just needed time. Fine. More farms, I guess. At this point, I would really hope Happy New Year. At this point, I would hope we could what am I saying? That we could get them to go out of town for this stuff. Which would be here. I guess we'll still do it though. Part of me feels like the more I do this though, the harder it's going to be to get myself out of it when I want to do something else for development over here. Let's give ourselves a little bit of room just for whatever else could possibly be over here. Tons more demand. Alright, so what I'm thinking, how do I want to shape this in here? I kind of want to leave this just as residential, but I do kind of want to also start putting in... I think we're fine. I think we're fine, guys. I do want to start putting in commercial interspersed, so like little corner shops, maybe a little bit on the main road, but not like a lot. So why don't we grab, really, grab that. Get out of here. Do we need this? Are we full up on trash right now? Garbage. We are seeing a bit. I'm gonna wait until there's actual issue with it before we put down like a landfill or something. Or, as I say, let's go down here and maybe put a landfill off so we can sell it. This is the second time, though, they've screamed to me about trash. I think we do need a lot more trees. Plant trees, parks, yeah, should be looking at that. So, what do we say? Maybe every block of 9, there should be at least one major park area. So why don't we put... We'll try and do a large flower garden, why not? What are you doing? This one. Try and put some green space in here. A lot of these people. See if that fills it. So that's interesting. I guess you can kind of see now on the street. The different coloration shows you. Does it do the same over here? Not really, because we got sidewalk, because of the road versus street thing. Are we paused? What's going on here? Okay, the days are ticking over. It's weird. It's just like everything in the city stopped suddenly. School bus. Little Binghamton to school. Sure, we can do that. Over there, over there. So the school bus is there, so if I just take a right... Private school. Okay. Well, we may wish to put one over here then, seeing as how we are getting some nice places. I made this one historical. This is actually a 4x3. It's pretty considerable. And I wonder, there's something about my Sims here. Can I just randomize this? What is this? Sort by sign, gender. Okay. I think, if I remember reading this correctly, you could create people, assign them to a home, and then you can check in with them, and then they will tell you sort of what's wrong with the city. So I'm wondering if maybe I can put a neighbor in here to follow. That might be interesting. A lot of stuff here. That's another ambulance by the look of it, and another mayor deal. What's the mayor deal? Ribbon cutting, okay, we've already been there. And shady ambulance, we've already been there. What's our money like? Okay, we're still barely above water, though. I think we will get better as things progress, and more people move into denser areas. Actually, no. No. I remember reading something about that. I really need to start writing everything down that I find. There was something about how density doesn't actually increase tax base. That it puts people into a property, but the value of that property does not necessarily go up. Why don't we... put in little parks. Parks around. Parks and community gardens. In some of these areas. Just to add a little something. I do like the idea of this, though. So maybe we can find another place like that. Maybe we start setting one up over here. I do kind of want to make like a large park area along the side, but again, without the trees actually doing anything, by themselves they don't. Desirability? I guess they do help with desirability. Okay, but for higher wealth they don't. Is definitely something you have to put in. So, in general, people like to live there, but anyway, again, without that actually making a contribution, just having trees there without actually being green space, I think is not going to help us as much as I would like. We still have a little bit of demand, we do. Put that there. Seeing more demand for commercial. Probably too much. How's crime? Still seems pretty low. We got a little fight out here at the farm. Some pie throwing. Got something going on here. I really wish I could see there. Garbage. Okay, we're starting to see some of it there. This one's getting really bad by the look of it. Garbage is high there. That's probably why we get told off about it every now and then. But I think until it becomes a major problem, we'll hold off on that. Are these empty? Yeah, those are empty spaces in there too. Okay. Well, 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 what can we do? I guess now that I've sort of got the road out here, I could extend this and start putting industry here and move it off of this. Potentially, I could make a little landfill zone here with a recycling center. That might actually work out. How much did I leave here? I did leave enough space here for long farms. Have a road come in here and have farms go off on either side to kind of fill that in. or potentially move power along there. Like, I'm thinking if I get, solar power or whatever, well, that's another thing too. So I think it was in SimCity 2. Elevation actually did make a difference. Maybe I'm thinking of City Skylines. But for like your wind and your solar, I don't know that solar would make a difference, but I think for wind generation, elevation did matter. I'll have to see if it makes a difference here in SimCity 4 as well. Okay, it looks like we're filling in yet again. It's good. Just keep sticking it in. There. Let's check out the traffic real quick. Okay. We are starting to see the corners where and this is in particular becoming very bad. Let's check out the route and see what's going on here. This is just a lot of traffic going this way. That's congestion. Volume, we see that most of it is along those roads, which makes sense. Heavy here, so I guess maybe I should have turned this into an avenue. All of it's coming here. We may want to start thinking about bus stops. So a fun thing is that you can also see, like that's in the morning, everyone going to work. Evening is no different. About volume. Volume is slightly different. Looks like in the evening everyone's coming here, whereas in the morning everyone's leaving from there. Pedestrian traffic. That's an interesting amount of pedestrian traffic that is coming up that way. Yeah, we'll have to think about that. It might be time. 5,000? Not sure if that's actually terribly sustainable. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. High capacity high school? Sure. I guess it doesn't really matter because if you build it, it will get used if it's right anyway. From what I was reading, turning it into a bus, basically, it doesn't get rid of volume, but it gets rid of congestion, and that's basically all it does. It still simulates people, but it simulates them as buses, I guess, instead of cars. So, like, instead of all these people, it would consider them like one car and just have them going off in one direction. Something silly like that. But, okay, well, I will end this one here, and we will continue on next time.